Hello, gems. My name is Bushnell. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay long enough to subscribe. I talk about femininity, personal development, and mindset. If you're already part of the tribe, welcome back. So there's been a topic that has been going on rounds on YouTube, and I felt I should jump on the wagon and share what I think about it because I've had my own share of this. And today we want to discuss about reinventing yourself. Listen, every next level of your life will demand a different version of you. Okay? A really good example is somebody like Meghan Markle. Like, she has gone through different stages from the first time she was married to the second time she was married. She's had to change herself to fit that level of change and growth that she's in. So get something to drink, get something to write with, and let's talk about this. First things first. For you to reinvent yourself, you need a relationship with Jesus Christ. So if I bake a cake and I take it to a scientist, a nutritionist, let's stick with a nutritionist, and the nutritionist can tell what ingredients I've used. They can probably even tell when I baked that cake, but they won't be able to tell why I baked the cake and who I baked it for. And that's the same thing with Jesus. Only He knows why you were created and what you were created to do. The world can't tell you that. They can try to say, oh, you are an upper class lady or a low class lady. The world can tell you you're probably this horoscope stuff, you're probably a Taurus or a Virgo or whatever other things there is. But it's only Jesus who can give you your true identity. Also, being intentional with your walk with God. Probably you were born again and you're living that life as a Christian who's born again, but you don't practice anything because you know that once I give my life to Christ, I'm going to heaven. But if you don't practice things like studying the Word and having quiet time with the Lord and having spiritual disciplines like fasting, you will not be able to have that relationship with God that He tells you how He needs you to be, because God is always changing and molding you to fit the purpose and the season that He's putting you in. The Bible says He is the potter and you are the clay. Second point is appearance. It said you dress like the job you want and not the job you have. My boss was telling me an example of a man he hired who used to dress as a manager even though he was a waiter. And when he was asked, he used to say, I'm dressing like a manager. And surely enough, he got the manager position a few years later. The thing is, you don't have to dress like the space you are in. If you believe in yourself and you know where you want to go, start dressing like that person. Start dressing like the woman of your dreams. Bring it to reality right now. Also, things like your hair and your nails and grooming. Groom yourself so well. You know what makes very, very rich people like Mark Zuckerberg classy is those details. I mean, he does not wear logos, and most of them, old money people, don't wear logos. The Louis V, Gucci logos. They wear such expensive brands like Brunello Cucinelli or Loro Piana, but still you can tell that they're very wealthy just because of their simplicity, and it's in the details. Their shoes are well polished, their hair is well kept. So your appearance does matter. Find out how the person you want to become, the woman you're reinventing yourself to, dresses, and do as she would now. The third thing is self-discovery. Personally, I believe being self-aware is a spiritual weapon. When you're self-aware, the enemy can't do some things to you. Honestly, there's some things that he won't try. So in self-discovery, you have to be somebody who journals and meditates often. Do this even in the least once a day. I try to do this twice, in the morning and in the evening. In the morning to try and reflect what I want to achieve, and in the evening to see if I did achieve anything and just understand myself better. Also take tests. There's so many in the internet to find out what type of if you're phlegmatic or sanguine, if what type of feminine attributes you have. There's so many different types of tests you can take. And also it's good to isolate yourself sometimes from the world. Stay away from social media, fast from some things, and just be able to have a solitude moment. Hear your own thoughts, hear yourself think, and just be able to manage that. Point number 4 is consumption. I have said this so many times, and I won't get tired of saying this. What you consume does affect you a lot. I mean, if you're eating healthy, we'll be able to tell by your skin. So, if you want to reinvent yourself, consume information and content about the type of woman you're trying to reinvent yourself to. If you're trying to be more Christ-like, then study the word more. You'll be able to understand how Jesus wants you to be. If you want to be classy, study how the classy are. Consume what they consume. If they're reading books, if whatever movies or music they listen to, try listening to that and see how your life changes. Because what you consume, what you put in will show. If you will bear fruit, it will show. The 5th thing is mindset. So you have to believe in yourself. You can't expect people to believe in yourself for you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that the process you're going to make sure you become the woman that you want to become and reinvent yourself is worth it. You have to believe that everything you're doing to become that woman is worth it, and it's possible to become the woman you're trying to reinvent yourself to, even if you're the first person in your family, in your social group, in whatever it is to do so. Another thing is to be delusional on this. Like, that's how I'm approaching 2023, honestly, is being delusional. Like, do you know our brains, once we feel like we can't do it anymore, we can't achieve anything anymore, we've run our capacity, that's our brains telling us that's our brains try put it at 40%. That's when it reaches 40%, our brains try to protect us, but we have other 60% that we can try and achieve and accomplish. Finally, the last thing is drop old friends. Drop old friends, drop old habits, but mostly drop old friends. Listen, your environment has an influence on you. This idea of you were born and raised in the same place, you want to live there, you want to go to school there, you want to marry and just stay in the same area, darling, you won't grow. There's so much outside there. There's so much to find out outside there. There's so many people to learn from. There's so many communities, ideas, and things outside there. And you have to get outside your circle. You have to, so that you network. Your environment is very important. And you have to drop some friends. You do have to drop some friends. Some friends are just there for a season. And some friends, and honestly, you have to be okay with the idea of you not having friends for a while, then having friends later. Because friends have so much impact. I mean, look at the friends who dropped the paralyzed man to get his healing. That friendship bit is there. So that's all I have for you today on reinventing yourself. You can reinvent yourself as many times as possible, because remember what I stated in the first, every next level of your life will demand a different version.